You know Harold from HR? He's been on my ass all day lately just because my numbers are high.
Wow, you don't believe this, man. I was on the phone the other day with this freaking Kangaroo. Franklin Pinnacle, this is Brian Norvell. How may I help you?
G'day, mate. I'm Joe Kangaroo here, looking for the property on 1413 Main Street there. I was looking to see if you got some information on it.
Sure. Can we set an appointment? I'll meet you out there and give you full details in person.
Oh, I don't know, blimey. I'm not really sure if I'm committed to that point yet. I'd just like to take a gander at your free stuff, man. Maybe put it in my pouch a little bit, take a look, hop on over to the email, you know.
Okay. Well, have you been qualified? Have you been in front of a lender? Are you bank qualified right now, or?
Again, I don't know if I'm ready to get that bloody committed yet. I think that for right now, just take an email from you with some, I got the Joeys over here hopping around driving me crazy and such.
Sure. Just to let you know, this is Dallas. This is a red hot seller's market. If you're not bank qualified, by the time you get there, you're going to fall in love with the house. It could be gone by the time we get there. So I really would love to get you in front of my lender right now, or at least meet you in person out there and, kind of talk with you about the property.
Well, I tell you what, mate, if you would just simply send me an email to my mailbox, which is Joey's Free Stuff Pouch at gmail.com/UK/AU, and I'll take a gander at it and let you know if I think anything about it,
Alrighty, whatever. Damn kangaroos.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I had this class called Break Free Academy. It really helped me out with my ad generation, and they just came out with a product called Competition Demolition that I think will really help you with that kangaroo problem.
Well, it's one thing to have a kangaroo problem. And, some people, they're just going to be that way anyway. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the reference, a kangaroo is a person that their kangaroo's arms just can't quite reach in the back pocket where their wallet is, but they're just long enough to stuff all the free shit you give them in their pouch, right? Just so that we're clear on why we use that as a skit. I hope you enjoyed that, but there is a way to beat kangaroos, even though that may not have been the case in the video that you just watched, comedic relief aside. There is a way to beat them, but you have to go through a specific process when it comes to selling, and that's this magical, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to say on the internet? Like ninja, samurai, super secret, magical, whatever. Here's a formula that if you want to remove the emotion from your selling process, which will help you increase your closing ratios, that you can follow. So let me explain what this means to you. This B right here stands for bonding. See, when you're in a sales conversation, you have to bond with somebody first. You've heard the phrase, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And that's what you've got to start, is that bonding portion of that. So what I like to do, when I reach out to somebody, I say, hey, what part of when they become a lead, and I reach out to them, I say, hey, what part of the country are you from? They're going to say, oh, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, awesome. I've got my buddy Matt that lives over in Fort Worth, Texas. What do you do for a living? So I'm going to try to show them that I know somebody in their geographic location, somebody that does a job similar. If they're like, well, I'm looking for help with lead gen, I'm just like, cool, my buddy Mike in Fort Worth, I helped him with some lead gen, right? Now, you're going to be super honest about this. You're not just going to make up fictional characters that you didn't help, but you're going to show them that you've helped somebody else in their similar situation, even in their geographic location, makes it even better, right? And that starts this bonding process, which adds to our next element, which is the T, which is trust. Right? If you start bonding with somebody, they're like, okay, I'm starting to like, okay, this guy, he's kind of cool. They're making their judgment. See, what happens is for every word you speak, the person listening, even you right now watching this video, is making 3 words or going through your head, making a decision on whether what I say is right, wrong, or you agree with it or not. So just know that when you're talking, people are having 3 conversations to your 1 inside their head, deciding on whether you're right, wrong, or they agree with you. So once we start the bonding process, the next thing is to get them to trust me. And again, the same way, if I show them that I've gotten results for somebody else that's in their industry and in their geographic location, the trust is automatically going to fall because they're going to see the results in advance. So once we've completed phase 1, I'm going to call this phase PH1. All right, then we're going to move over to phase 2, which is I, right? So we're going to have these 2 things together. Now we need the second half of the equation, which is I, which is interest. Like if you're talking to someone about gluten-free products and you're trying to sell some gluten-free health stuff, and they're totally into eating pizza, potato chips, and munchies, like you're not gonna really make a good sell. You're trying to sell your product to the wrong person. If you're a mortgage broker and you're trying to push your product on someone with bad credit, it just doesn't make sense, right? So you wanna make sure that the people that you are talking to, and this goes back to the advertising and the media method that we talked about in the last two videos, but you wanna make sure you're attracting the right people. But once you've got the right person on there, you've got to pique their interest again by showing them the results and explaining to them how people in their situation, similar to them with the same exact need or problem, have been helped, assisted, and the solution provided through you. That starts to interest because they start being interested in how they can get involved with you to achieve those same results. Well, from there, once you've piqued their interest, the next move is desire. Right? They have to have a desire, not only an ability to buy, but a desire to buy. So they're interested in what you have and they would like to buy it. See, you can't move on to one step without the other. There has to be some level of interest in order for you to get that interest and turn it into a desire. So these two things have to be together. The way that I turn things into a desire is I tell them, it's like, okay, so you said you wanted XYZ, okay, and I told you that I could provide XYZ. Is there anything else that would keep you from moving forward if I could provide that at the numbers that we both agree with, right? And so sometimes it doesn't even take that. A lot of times you're like, hey, I'll take it. That's exactly what I needed, right? It just depends on how good you do your sales game. So we'll call this part phase 2. Well, once you've done these two and they're added together, you start to create a familiarity with them. Like I said in the beginning, people buy from people they know, like, and trust, right? So you would have to be familiar with somebody to know them, right? You would have to be familiar with them to make the decision, 3 words to one, whether you like them or not. So once you've passed phase 1 and phase 2, the next logical thing is for them to become familiar with you. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. Once you've created the familiarity, then you have the ability to what? Close, or at least ask them for the business. You've made sure that they're interested. You've made sure that they're qualified. You've made sure that they've bonded with them, trust with them. They've become familiar with each other, and now you have the ability to close them. It's a real simple process that we use inside our competition, demolition, and break-free academy trainings called CATCH. It's a 5-step process that we walk people through that's non-aggressive. It's not super like douchey or pushy or any of that stuff. Anybody, no matter your sales skill level, can use this process and see generally if you're generating qualified leads, 2 out of 5 sales closed. So I just want you to know that we do have systems and things like that in place, but if you'll follow this formula on your sales calls from now on, you'll watch the steps that you have to go through without moving on to one, without completing the next, you'll see a dramatic increase in the lack of kangaroos in your market showing up as well. And by the way, one last thing is, if you do the advertising method right and the media method right, then the kangaroos, they tend to, get, repelled on the front end, right? You're not attracting kangaroos into your business. So thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this, if you laughed at kangaroos, the boys, all that stuff, make sure you share it with somebody who can use this. Make sure you share it with another salesperson that could use a formula like this to put things in place, and stay tuned for the last video of the series. Thank you.